Today's video, this is a B1 level ESL lesson, and today we're going to be reviewing the future tense and also using the present continuous to talk about the future in relation to talking about the environment. So more and more people are taking action to protect the environment. So in big ways and small ways, people want to protect and improve our environment. So what can you see in each image? In picture A, we show an electric car, or recharging an electric car. In picture B, it looks like they're getting ready to plant some trees. And in picture C, it's an example of recycling. So climate change is here, and it's going to change the way we live. Scientists have made predictions based on scientific evidence. As ice melts, sea level is going to rise. As the climate changes, many species are going to lose their habitat. And as the oceans become warmer, coral reefs are going to disappear. So when we make predictions, we can use will or going to. We use going to for predictions that are based on facts and things that we know. For example, weather is going to become more unpredictable. Some island nations are going to disappear completely. And we use will for predictions based on our opinions. We often use I think to introduce these kinds of predictions. So I don't think there will be many changes. Some animal species will disappear. So what will Corey talk about? Based on the images, what will Corey talk about? So, rural southwest England, the barn owl and a nesting box, attend a workshop, and research on the barn owl. So possibly he's going to talk about the barn owl, maybe that lives in rural southwest England, and that we need to construct nesting boxes for them. And so maybe he plans to attend a workshop to learn how to build one of these nesting boxes. All right, so you're going to listen to Corey, and he mentions all of these things except two. So which two things does he not mention?
I live in the southwest region of England, which is a rural area. When I was a child, I used to see barn owls fairly often, and I fell in love with them. I even had a couple of cuddly owls when I was little. Since then, the number of barn owls in the UK has decreased dramatically, and they are now an endangered species. Although they are protected by law, their numbers are continuing to fall because of a loss of habitat.
Okay, so he did not mention farmers not liking the owls, and he did not say that there weren't enough trees for barn owls to make nests. Those were the two things that he doesn't mention. And it says clearly Corey wants to do something to help the owls, so what will he do? All right, so now you're going to listen to Corey talk about his involvement with the Barn Owl Trust, and then you'll answer whether these questions or these statements are true or false.
Although they are protected by law, their numbers are continuing to fall because of a loss of habitat. Their nests are destroyed or damaged as agriculture develops, and with an increase in the amount of traffic on our roads. Unfortunately, research suggests that this trend will probably continue. This news was making me depressed. So recently, I got in touch with the Barn Owl Trust, which aims to protect barn owls and their environment. Most of the Trust's funds come from donations, so I'm going to start by adopting a barn owl. This money will definitely help to support the charity. As I live in a quiet part of the countryside with lots of trees and not much traffic, I decided to make a more practical contribution as well. I'm attending a Build Your Own Nest Box workshop next Saturday. The workshop is going to take place in the morning and then again in the afternoon. We will have the opportunity to visit a local farm and learn how to set up our nest boxes. Then I'm going to set up my own nest box on my property, and hopefully I will be able to give some barn owls a home.
Right, so research says the number of owls will probably continue to fall. That was true. Corey got in touch with the Barn Owl Trust more than 4 years ago. That was false. He said it was recently. The trust's funds come from donations. That's true. And Corey is going to volunteer at the trust. That's false. He said he was going to take the workshop and build the nest, but he didn't say anything about volunteering. Right, so today you can adopt a barn owl, a street, or even a tree. We usually talk about adopting a child when an adult legally takes a child and raises them. Today, you can adopt animals and places that need support. In this case, you provide money for or time to improve something. Everyone in my school adopted a tree. We donated money so that we could plant more trees in the neighborhood. We adopted the local park 10 years ago. We keep clean of trash and fix broken equipment and benches. All right, so Corey gave money, but he always wanted to give time and effort to the Barn Owl Trust. So now listen and answer the questions.
As I live in a quiet part of the countryside with lots of trees and not much traffic, I decided to make a more practical contribution as well. I'm attending a Build Your Own Nest Box workshop next Saturday. The workshop is going to take place in the morning and then again in the afternoon. We will have the opportunity to visit a local farm and learn how to set up our nest boxes. Then I'm going to set up my own nest box on my property, and hopefully I will be able to give some barn owls a home.
All right, so when is he going to attend a workshop? He said next Saturday. What is he going to do at the workshop? Learn how to build a nest box. He'll also have the opportunity to visit a farm and learn about nest boxes. And then he will set up his own nesting box on his property. So Corey used different forms to talk about the future and look at the sentences. How many ways does he use to talk about the future? So research suggests that this trend will probably continue. That's using will. I'm going to start by adopting a barn owl. That's the present continuous, going to start. The money will definitely help. It's using the future tense. I'm attending a Build Your Own Nest Box workshop next Saturday. So I'm attending is present continuous. The workshop is going to take place. Again, present continuous. We will have, so that's simple future. I'm going to set up is present continuous. And I will be able to give, that is simple future. So we use will and going to make predictions. For a prediction based on fact, we use going to. Let's go inside, it's going to rain. You can see big, heavy rain clouds. This is evidence. For a prediction based on our opinions, we use will. You will meet interesting people when you travel. You have no evidence, but you think that this is true. Now, make predictions using I think or I don't think plus going to or will. If you use going to, remember to provide facts. So here's one example. I think some animals will disappear. So go ahead and make your statements or your predictions. You can add those into the comments if you would like to share your ideas. All right, so now you're going to complete the predictions using going to or will, and the answer will depend on you. So there isn't any right or wrong answers. A lot of these will be opinions. So I am sure that you um, will enjoy the party. We need to leave now. The traffic is going to be terrible in an hour. Let's take the 10:12 train, or we are going to be late. Don't lean back on your chair. You are going to fall off. If you don't stop eating unhealthy food, you are going to get sick. Scientists believe that the world's climate will change dramatically this century. Do you think our politicians are going, maybe will do, because you think will do anything about the problem? I'm certain that you are going to pass your final exam. Now we use going to for future plans and the present continuous for future arrangements. A plan is a decision that we made earlier. I'm going to visit Europe next year. An arrangement is a fixed plan. You have organized a date, paid for tickets, or booked an appointment. We're attending a concert on Tuesday. Don't worry too much about the distinction. People often use both tenses for plans and future arrangements. So complete each sentence with going to or the present continuous, and both tenses may be possible. I bought tickets to the concerts. We will go on Saturday. You want to come? Robert called and organized a booking at Crisanti's. We will eat there on Sunday at 1 p.m. sharp. I think David is going to visit his friends in Washington next month. Julia made an appointment with Dr. Patel. She will see her next Monday at 9:30. Mom and Dad will come for dinner tonight. You might want to go out. This semester we are learning all about artificial intelligence. We are going to Katie's tomorrow, but we are not staying at the same hotel as last time. It wasn't very good. I will meet Sarah downtown. We are going to try the new Mexican restaurant. Hey, when we make a decision while speaking, we use will. Thanks, Mom, but I won't come to dinner tonight. I have to start work early tomorrow. There's someone at the door. No problem, I'll get it. What do you mean you can't come to the party? You're coming. Okay, I'll come. I'll come. All right, so make a decision on the spot using will or won't. So I feel sick. I won't go to work today. Jane just invited us to her party. We will come. John and Eric are going to eat lunch together. Um, they will try the new restaurant on the corner. I'm tired. I won't study now. Now, people are trying to reduce or eliminate the use of plastic. So what are people doing around the world to fight against plastic? So now you can read the text and answer the questions. You can pause the video and read on your own, or you can follow along as I read. Orlando lives on the coast of Mexico, and he owns an organization called Plastic Jungle. As in many parts of the world, plastic pollution has become a major problem. He says, these days you often see plastic bottles or packets. Seeing plastic on the beach is particularly worrying because endangered sea turtles sometimes mistake it for jellyfish and they eat it. Orlando visits schools and explains that plastic is destroying the environment and encourages students to recycle. He thinks that future generations will stop doing so much damage. So what is Orlando's prediction? That future generations will stop doing so much damage. What do you think? Is pollution going to disappear, and will the situation get better? This would be just your opinion, and you can share that in the comments. And what other things are people trying to do to decrease pollution? And again, you can share your opinions in the comments. All right, again, Mark is a volunteer, so you can pause the video, read this on your own, or you can follow along as I read. If everyone makes small changes, will we change the world? Mark has been working as a volunteer at a soup kitchen in Chicago for the last 3 years. Soup kitchens are places where hungry people can eat for free. This year, Mark's soup kitchen has stopped using plastic plates and plastic cutlery completely. He thinks this is a step in the right direction, but says, we recycle as much as possible, but I still want to try and buy more local produce to reduce the amount of plastic packaging involved. He believes the government needs to take drastic action to prevent the world from disappearing under a mountain of plastic. So what does Mark want to do? He wants to buy more local produce to reduce the amount of plastic packaging. Do you think he will be successful? And is anything going to change? And will you try to reduce the amount of plastic that you use? And again, you can answer numbers 2 and 3 in the comments if you would like. Now you can pause the video and read about Valerie managing a coffee shop, or you can follow along as I read. Valerie is the manager of a coffee shop on a university campus in the UK. Recently, she saw a documentary about the terrible effects plastic is having on the environment, from the extinction of endangered species to climate change. She started a campaign to reduce the number of plastic straws and cups being thrown away. Students who bring their own cup receive a substantial discount on the price of a cup of coffee. She says, the offer has only been running for 3 months, and already 35% of our regular customers have started to participate. So what is Valerie's plan? What has she decided to do? So she decided to start a campaign to reduce the number of plastic straws and cups being thrown away. And has the offer been successful? Yes, so she's saying that after only 3 months, 35% of their regular customers have started to participate. All right, so what are you going to do to make the world a better place? The environment needs our help. You are the principal at a school. You want to make changes at the school to help the environment. Discuss your ideas before announcing your plans. So what are students going to learn about? What changes are you going to make to reduce trash? How are you going to reduce the amount of paper used each year? And are you going to introduce a recycling program? And you can put together your plan and share that in the comments if you would like some feedback or to generate some discussion. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave comments, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.